Welcome back to the G.L.A.M show. It is Friday. It's a little later, but they were having fun and they were talking about some serious things. I hope you watched, and if you didn't, try and go back and watch. It was serious. It's things that we need to be talking about right now in this present day in America. I apologize for not being on last week. I was babysitting. I was making some money, and as going into college, I need to make money because college is not cheap. And of course, I'm going to help my parents pay as much as I can. It's not just going to be them paying for me, because that is a privilege I have that we are able to pay for college. But so I think we did the rerun of my Black Lives Matter. We are going to continue talking about Black Lives Matter because it's not a trend. Black Lives Matter is not a trend. It's not going away. It's a movement, all right? And I've been seeing social media is going back to normal. And the thing is, we can't let this die off. We can't let this just go away like it did before, because Black Lives Matter wasn't started this year. It's been around, and there are people that actively work towards this every single day. And as a person who is more educated now, someone asked me, like, why weren't you involved in the first time? Like, I was like, because one, I wasn't on social media as much. I didn't understand what was going on. I wasn't educated. I had not experienced things enough. As a young girl, I was like 13, you don't know what the world does to you. You don't know what's going on. And now that I'm older and educated, and I'm still being educated, there's a lot that I still don't know, and I'm willing to learn more. And that's what's important, that we're willing to learn. Everyone is willing to learn. We have to be open-minded. We have to be willing to go out and educate ourselves and see things from other people's point of view. So I'm here to say Black Lives Matter is not going away. I'm not going to stop talking about it. Yeah, I may not talk about all black artists or all black creators all the time. I will be today. I am sorry my friend is not here this week. She had another obligation, but she will be next week. Next week, my friend Taja Lewis is going to be on with us, and she's going to share kind of what she's gone through during this time. I know that she's had to take a break from social media because it's been a lot for her mental health, and I'm sure she's going to share that with us. As a black person, she has experienced things, and she is totally aware that what's happening right now in the world, everything that's being shown, is necessary, because she wants this to end. She wants racism to end. We all do. I'm going to share a little bit about kind of what's been going on this week in my life anyway. I live and I attended Central Unified School District for elementary school, middle school, and high school. I graduated proud Grizzly. I'm going to say that again. I graduated a proud Grizzly. And as a proud Grizzly alumni, and I do still live in the district. My parents live in the district. I live in the district right now. I have not moved to college, and even when I move to college, my main residence will remain in the Central Valley. I was born and raised, and I will forever have a special place in my heart for it. This whole week, actually, in the Central Valley, not just in Central Unified, there have been board trustees that have come out and said things online and made some racist remarks. And not everyone believes they're racist, but Central Unified, this happened over the weekend. On Saturday, we had a trustee member post something on Facebook, and as a diverse community, Central Unified is a diverse community, and I say that because when I went to high school, there were more people that looked like me and people of color. There wasn't like a dominance of anything. We were very, very diverse, and I was proud to graduate from Central because of how diverse we are. To have that, we as a community came together and asked that board member to resign, and he listened, and he did, because he knew he made a mistake. The first step is admitting you made a mistake and then learning from it. We don't know, sadly, because we're not going to keep up with him and make sure he learns that mistake. Hopefully he has. Hopefully he understands what he did was wrong. But as a community, I was so proud. Again, I was proud to be a Grizzly. I was proud to be a part of this community, to come together, because not only did we get him to resign, but we as a community put pressure on our board, on our district, to take steps to make Central, to eliminate systemic racism within Central Unified. And I'm proud of that. It's also happened in Madera. I know she resigned as well. And I know in Fresno Unified, they're working to get a board member to resign because of the comments they have made. This is serious. This isn't going away. I'm going to say that again. It's not going away. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop, okay, until there is equality. Now, I'm not a black person. I don't know everything they're going through, and I've said that before. I am a person of color. I have experienced things, but I have not experienced things to the same extent the black community has. So I'm learning. I'm trying to be an ally. I'm trying to be there. I'm trying to help as much as I can. Again, there are many things you can do, not just donating money. I've said it before. You sign petitions, you make calls, you help your community. Like I was vocal in this past week, and everyone else in the Central community was vocal. We got this to happen. We made something happen. We are working towards the change. Because Central, we're a diverse community, and we do not want to enable racism anymore. So it is cheap date night. It's the Glam Show. It's Friday. So we are going to talk movies and music. But again, the movies I'm going to give you tonight, the black features, they are black features. They focus on the issues going on in the world right now. Same with the music. The music are anthems for the Black Lives Matter movement that have been put out, things to listen to. So tonight, the movies I give to you, my mom and I were watching this right before we came over here, and I've seen it before. One of the actresses I personally think is amazing, who's gonna continue to do amazing things in this world. This person identifies as a non-binary, Amandla Stenberg. She's amazing. Before she came out as non-binary, she starred in other things. You know, she was in the Hunger Games. She played Rue. She was in Everything, beautiful romance movie. This movie is called The Hate U Give, and if you haven't seen it, I strongly suggest you do. Within like the first 20 minutes, we get the premise of the story where she sees her best friend murdered, shot by a cop because he pulled out a hairbrush, and this white cop believed that it was a gun. Her friend died, and she had to witness that as a passenger in the car. So she lives two lives because she goes to a private school that's mainly white, and it's because her parents want her to have a better education. So she has to deal with what's right, and she has to fight, and she understands that as that person, as what she believes in, she has to fight for what's right. And she stands up to her white friends and the white community that she is also a part of, because she's a part of two communities. So The Hate U Give, it's beautiful. It's a great movie. It came out in 2018. I wrote about this in one of my college essays about how those are the kind of movies I wanted to be in. Movies that make a difference, movies that show what's going on in the world, because this is something that's going on, obviously, these past few weeks. And again, we're not stopping. Selma by, again, director Ava DuVernay. She is amazing. I say amazing a lot. I know my mom told me. But the way she has taken the industry, and she has continually directed black features, black TV shows, things that bring attention to black community, what they are experiencing. So Selma, history, right? It focuses on, in 1965, in the city of Selma in Alabama, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his followers marched from Selma to Montgomery. It's a great movie. Go watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. These are all on Amazon Prime, by the way. And then my last one is a documentary. It's a 6-part series. It's called Rest in Power, Trayvon Martin Story. If you don't know, if you're not familiar with the Trayvon Martin incident case, he was a 17-year-old from Florida. He was shot by George Zimmerman. After being spotted by him, George Zimmerman was in the neighborhood watch, and police instructed him not to do anything. And he shot him because he said he was suspicious. He looked suspicious. And that's something about that series is about him, a 17-year-old. And what's crazy to me is that so many of these people that are being shot from the black community or killed or murdered are so young, and they could have done amazing things. People always say, well, we don't know what kids are going to do. They're amazing. They can do great things. They can be a part of the solution, a part of the change. They aren't going to be here for that. We don't know what he could have done with his life. So those are my recommendations for movies. We're moving kind of fast, but again, you know where I stand with this issue. So now I'm going to move on to music. I don't have any TV shows for you tonight just because I think those movies are good enough. Again, I'm going to get some more for you next week. I'm going to have Taj on with me. So this song is from the motion picture Selma. John Legend and Common. This is Glory. Go.
One day,
Oh, it's loud. Oh, it's loud. Sorry.
it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure.
It's a great song. Personally love John Legend. This is called Rest in Power by Black Thought. Come on. Ah. It's loading. Gonna work. All right, we're gonna move on. But Rest in Power by Black Thought. Cannot play it for you right now. This is called They Don't by Nasty C and T.I. Come on.
They don't want me to win, they don't want me to eat. They don't wanna see a young black man succeed. They don't wanna see me take my brothers out of the streets. They don't want me. They don't want me to sleep, they don't want me to dream. They don't wanna see my people living good and at ease. They wanna lock them all up in.
Powerful song. Again, these songs are powerful. These are anthems for the Black Lives Matter movement. They all talk about what is going on in the world. And some of them weren't even released this year. They were released prior because this has been going on and will continue to go on until we have equality, until racism is gone. I'm sorry if you're tired about hearing all this. Sorry if you want everything to go back to normal, but what we are talking about is that this is the new normal. Our old normal doesn't exist anymore. It ended when we were able to see a man murdered on videotape. The fact that this has happened for years, but now that we have the ability with technology to see it happening, we as people know more now. This is Sweeter by Leon Bridges featuring Terrace Martin.
Hoping for a life more sweeter. Instead, I'm just a story repeated. Why do I feel the skin dark as night?
So, real quick, I am a person of color, obviously. I'm Hispanic and Latina. There's a difference, but I'm both. I'm a little light right now. I haven't been out in the sun as much. I haven't been doing a lot of sports like I usually did in high school. And the thing is, I get dark. I get very dark. My skin gets dark. And I personally believe I'm more beautiful. I believe that I look better when I have my darker shade. But I have thought about, and I do know that when I am lighter, I feel safer because I don't feel like someone is going to discriminate me as easily. I do have people in the past have asked me what I am. And that, I don't know, that bothers me, especially when it's someone that isn't a person of color. Because does it matter? Are you going to discriminate me depending on what I am? You know, I look like a lot of things. People have told me I look like different things. I am Mexican. I am Hispanic. I am a Latina. And I love it when I am dark, when I get as brown as possible, because that is my culture, that's my heritage. That's a part of me. And I know that I have the privilege that I have to be given resources and things that other people that look like me don't. And it's because my parents worked hard to give me this life. And I know that's a privilege. And I own that privilege. And with my privilege, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to continue speaking up about this. Because even though I'm a person of color, I have more privileges than other people of color. I am very Americanized, whitewashed, right? That's what I grew up around. I've never been to Mexico. I would love to go, but I've never been. And does that make people, like, some people want to tell me that I'm not as Mexican or not as Hispanic because I don't know Spanish or I don't know my culture as well as some other people. But that's not true. I'm learning every single day. My culture, my heritage is a big part of me, and I will forever identify with my culture and heritage. I'm American, yeah. My race is white because I grew up here, but I am Hispanic, I am Latina, I am Mexican. And I can't wait until I get out in the sun more. Obviously, we are still in the middle of a pandemic. Wear your mask, especially if you're in California. It's still mandatory to wear your mask. When I get out in the sun more, I will get darker, and I do think I look more beautiful when I'm dark. But am I as safe? I don't know. I don't know. I know that my dad gets pulled over more than my mom does because he's darker. My mom is full Mexican, full Hispanic, but he gets pulled over more because he's darker. This is All Right by Kendrick Lamar.
All's my life I has to fight, nigga. All's my life I hard times like yeah, bad trips like yeah. Nazareth, I'm fucked up, homie. You
Expletives. Sorry. It's a great song. Explicit. This is Baltimore by Prince. I hope you know who Prince is. Skip a little bit.
Nobody got in nobody's way. So I guess you could say it was a good day. At least a little better than the day in Baltimore.
Prince is an icon. He's iconic. My family loves Prince. I hope you know who Prince is. If you don't know who Prince is, you should. He's an iconic person. Amazing musician. And that song, lyrics, I hadn't heard that song until I was looking for music. Again, I'm learning new songs, learning new shows, learning new movies, learning about them every single day because I'm actively going out and trying to support Black artists, Black creators, Black-owned businesses. You can go out and support Black-owned businesses. I know, like, most cities and most people are compiling lists of Black-owned businesses that you can support because they do need our support. This is Chains by Usher, featuring Nas and BB.
The DVD is Justice for All.
Justice for all.
Justice for All. I'ma get mine, you should get yours too. Shoot. Men and boys always shoot.
American dream, American man too. Shooting. Watch them boys always shoot.
Justice for all. It's in our flag salute, right? Justice for all. And I've seen a lot of people question that lately. We have to say a flag salute in school, right? We say it at the beginning of sporting events because we're American. I'm proud to be American. I love my country because we can talk about things that are going on. I listen to everyone. If you want to have a conversation with me, have a conversation with me about things. If you don't agree with me and I don't agree with you, that doesn't mean we can't be friends. I have friends that we don't agree on everything, but I listen to them and they listen to me and we're respectful of each other's opinions. I'm not going to go out and not be your friend because you may not agree with everything I agree with. We can have a discussion. We can have a conversation about it. And those are the conversations we should be having. These days, it's not enough to just talk to your friends that all agree with you. You need to go out and educate, talk to other people, get them to see what you see. Because they may not be educated in everything. They may not know all the facts about something. We may not know all the facts about something. People learn from other people. We are taught things. Go out and educate yourself. Go out and educate others. It's not hard. We have smartphones. You can go out and Google something. You don't want to use Google, go to Bing. Use things that are trusted, factual, right? All right, this last one. This is called 2020 Riots. How Many Times by Trey Songz. This is a new song. Come on. Here we go.
Just gotta get some things off my chest. Tough times, I hope y'all holding up. We'll be alright, cause we always is. But I'm feeling like this.
How many mothers have to cry? How many brothers gotta die? How many more times? How many more times? How many more marches? How many more signs? How many more lives?
I'm going to stop it right there, but how many more lives? It's a great song. How many? How many more anything? How much more of killings, oppressive, systemic racism, how much more of it is it going to take for people to admit that what's going on is wrong? I don't like to say people are wrong, but if you believe in racism, you're wrong. You shouldn't. Racism, if you don't believe everyone should be equal, then I have a problem with you. I will agree to talk to you if you don't have the same beliefs as me, but when it comes to racism, it's easy. You either believe we should eradicate racism or you don't. It's not that hard. There's a fine line. There really is. You shouldn't be saying the N-word if you're not black. You shouldn't be using other names for any other people of color. That's racist. Racism is still here. We want to get rid of it. I know my generation is tired. We're tired and we haven't even lived half of our lives. My entire life I've grown up knowing racism was real. Maybe I haven't experienced it as much as others, but I know it exists. I know I've had situations where I feel like I've been discriminated against. I know my parents have had to deal with it. I know my brother has had to deal with it. I know that systemic racism is alive. It's in our schools. It's in our communities. It's in the government. What are we going to do about it? Well, if you want to listen to what my generation and the generation, millennials and everyone else, we're trying to do things about it. We're trying to take steps. We're trying to come up with solutions because not everyone is jumping on board to help. Black lives matter. All Black lives matter. Not just some Black lives. If you don't believe that Black trans lives matter, you don't believe that all Black lives matter. You know, LGBTQIA plus community, they've had some things happen to them recently. They've gotten some rights, and some rights are being taken away from them. They're people, right? There are people who say all lives matter in response to Black Lives Matter. If all lives matter, you should be mad that Black lives aren't being treated equally. If all lives matter, you also believe that the LGBTQ plus community, you should believe in their lives. Because they're people, they're human. So if they don't identify as a male or a female, they're non-binary. They're still a person. That's a life. I don't want to get angry. I don't like getting angry, but I'm passionate about this. I don't want to grow up, right? Because I'm 19. I haven't grown up yet. I'm not a grown-up. I'm considered an adult, but I haven't seen enough. I haven't lived a long enough life. I don't want to 10 years, 20 years down the line have kids and my kids be going through what we're going through right now, what we're trying so hard to fight. Protests haven't stopped. There are people protesting every single day. This isn't going away. I'm going to say it again. This isn't going away. Black Lives Matter, it's not a trend. So if you think that you can wait it out, that it's going to go away, you're wrong. There's always going to be people here fighting this fight. I know I'm going to be part of it because I want to continue to grow up in a better world. I think America's amazing for us to be able to talk about this, for us to be able to protest, right? I want to remind everyone we still are in the midst of a pandemic. Things are opening up, but if you believe in science, you know that you shouldn't be going out as much. You should be wearing your mask because we don't have a cure, right? We don't have like a vaccine, but wearing a mask eliminates the chance of spreading the disease or catching the disease. And just because you're okay, that doesn't mean you're not infecting other people. So wear your mask. I'm going to try and do my no, I'm not going to try. Next week, I'm going to do my show wearing my mask the whole time because people want to complain about how uncomfortable wearing a mask is, right? I can wear a mask. I don't have a problem wearing a mask because I know that maybe I'm not going to get infected. Maybe even if I did get COVID, I'd be okay. But I don't want to hurt other people because we're losing a lot of lives. And if I'm not able to go to school because of COVID, sure, I'm going to be disappointed, but I'd rather stay home in California, in my home, go to school online than infect more people and lose more lives. Because we shouldn't be losing lives. People want to say, oh, people die every day. You're right, people die every day, but why give another reason for them to die? Why give more opportunities for them to die? So, I'm done. I know this wasn't exceptionally long, but it was to the point, and I hope you take my recommendations. You listen to this music, you watch these movies, you go out and actively search for more black creators, more black artists, more black-owned businesses that you're supporting, you're signing petitions, you're donating if you can, you're using your voice, you're having these hard conversations with people who may not agree with you. I do it. Some of my own family members. I'm having these conversations with them. I get scared to come out here and talk about this. And it's not because I don't feel like if someone wanted to talk to me, I couldn't talk to them. It's because in the society we live in, I get scared to talk about things that may be considered controversial. But this isn't a controversial statement. Racism is wrong. It's not controversial. We are all equal, and if we can't be equal, if you don't believe we should all be equal, there's something wrong. You need to please educate yourself. Because all lives matter, right? My life matters. My black friends' lives matter. The black community's lives matter. My white friends' lives matter. We all matter. But right now we're focusing on black lives because they need us to. I hope you're helping. I hope that you're listening to me. I hope that I can get through to some of you. And if not, if you want to talk to me, let's talk. Message me. I don't have a problem with that. I hope that I can help you. I hope that maybe you can help me. You can tell me your perspective. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to listen to you. But when it comes to racism, I don't believe in racism. Racism is wrong. It should be eradicated because we should all be treated equally. It's that simple. And we're not. There are literally things that are keeping people of color, black people, from succeeding. I'm done. This has been the G.L.A.M Show. I will be back next week with my friend Taja, and maybe a week after that, my friend Cameron, who is also going to the same college I am going to that I've met through social media, and we've become really good friends. She is thinking about coming on the show as well as a Black person to help us, because there's a lot that I'm still learning. There's a lot that I could be doing better. And I'm asking the Black community, I'm asking my Black friends to tell me what I can do to support them, to support the Black community. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next week.